Imagine a world where a simple infection could become a death sentence. This is the reality we face in the global battle against antimicrobial resistance. Today, we will explore how we can fight back and preserve life-saving treatments for future generations.
So, let's discuss what are antimicrobials. Antimicrobials are a group of medicines used to prevent and treat infections in humans, animals, and plants. These antimicrobials most commonly include antibiotics, antivirals, antifungals, and antiparasitics. They play a major role in keeping us healthy by fighting off harmful microbes. Then, what do you mean by antimicrobial resistance? Antimicrobial resistance, or AMR, occurs when bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other parasites no longer respond to antimicrobial medicines. As a result of drug resistance, antibiotics and other antimicrobial medicines become ineffective and infections become difficult or impossible to treat, increasing the risk of disease spread, severe illness, disability, and death. Okay, now let's dive into the growth of antimicrobial resistance. The history of antimicrobial resistance began with Alexander Fleming's discovery of penicillin in 1928. After that, many antibiotics and many antimicrobials were invented in larger quantities. At first, these worked well against resistant bacteria, but over time, many bacteria developed a resistance. So, today, though many bacteria remain sensitive to penicillin and other antibiotics, many common bacteria are no longer sensitive, limiting the effective use of this. But we are in a tough situation now because the development of new antimicrobials has slowed down. The limitation of new antimicrobials is a problem for fighting global antimicrobial resistance. Only a few antimicrobials are being developed because they are expensive and not very profitable. This means we rely on existing antimicrobials, which increases the resistance. Misuse and overuse of antimicrobials have led to more drug-resistant bacteria. So, antimicrobial resistance has become a global concern today because antimicrobials and antibiotics are losing their effectiveness worldwide. This makes treating infections harder and can lead to more deaths. How does antimicrobial resistance become a silent global pandemic? Antimicrobials are important for fighting against infections in humans, animals, and also plants. However, using them too much or incorrectly is the main reason for antimicrobial resistance. This resistance makes antibiotics and other medicines less effective, making infections harder or impossible to treat. So, this multifaceted global challenge is like a silent pandemic. However, WHO has identified AMR as one of the top 10 major global health threats facing humanity. According to the World Health Organization, or WHO, 1.3 million die each year due to bacterial AMR. According to the indication of WHO, by 2050, 10 million people could die each year from antimicrobial resistance unless there is a strong global response to address the problem. In addition to causing death and disability, antimicrobial resistance, or AMR, also leads to significant economic costs. According to the World Bank, by 2050, if antimicrobial resistance, or AMR, isn't controlled, it could reduce the global economy, or GDP, by 3.8% each year and push 28 million people into poverty. So,
AMR is very costly for both healthcare systems and national economies overall.
So, what are the challenges in complete prevention? Today, preventing antimicrobial resistance completely is highly challenging, and in many ways that is impossible. This is due to several factors that are deeply rooted and difficult to overcome. First one, natural evolution of bacteria. Second one, global spread. Third one, widespread use of antibiotics. And the fourth one, incomplete understanding. And last one, loopholes in regulations and policies.
How to control the negative impacts of antimicrobial resistance? Even though we can't completely stop the negative impacts of antimicrobial resistance, we can control it. We can slow it down and manage it effectively. This requires a comprehensive approach with strategies across different sectors. Here are some effective ways to control antimicrobial resistance. Implement antibiotic stewardship to ensure proper prescription and use of antibiotics in healthcare. Second one, raise public awareness to educate people about responsible antibiotic use. Next, improve hygiene and sanitation to prevent the spread of resistant bacteria in hospitals and clinics. Next one, enforce regulations to ensure antibiotics are used correctly. Then, invest in research to develop new antibiotics, vaccines, and alternative treatments. Then last, promote international collaboration to share information and strategies globally. So, what can you do to prevent AMR? First one, never use antibiotics or antimicrobials without a doctor's prescription. Second one, complete your antimicrobial course even if you start feeling better. Third one, never share antimicrobial medicines with others. Fourth one, never throw the remaining antimicrobials away because it will contaminate in soil and water. Fifth one, do not use antibiotics for viral flu. Okay, by integrating these strategies, we can control the spread of antimicrobial resistance and preserve existing antibiotics for future generations. Thank you for being in part of this important discussion. Stay informed, stay healthy.